I'm in Northern Ireland and I'm at the Giants Causeway. Let's go. The Giants Causeway Tourist Centre. Last time I was here in 2003 there was none of this. You just walked through and off you went down to the Giants Causeway. Now, believe it or not, this incredible geological natural wonder that we're about to see was once all rolling hills. And 60 million years ago, an upheaval, a geological upheaval with lava, volcanoes, you name it, spewing everywhere. And the result, what we're about to see today, spectacular. Now those hills are connected to another explanation as to how the Giants Causeway was formed. Now you can take the scientific or geological explanation, but local legend is a whole different story, and a wonderful story it is. There was a giant, an Irish giant called Finn McCool, and it's said that he was challenged by a Scottish giant, Benandona, and so Finn McCool, the Irish giant, built the Giants Causeway as a battleground to take on Benandona. And those two hills are called the Stuckums, which are Irish for haystacks, and people are wondering why you'd build Stuckums or haystacks right next to the sea where they're not likely to dry. Hey, who are we to question legend? Now if you're here on a typical day, it is the windiest place in all of Ireland. I think we've been spared the brunt of it, but it is still pretty windy and it is still pretty cold. Now you'll notice those rocks out there, that they've all got rounded edges or rounded tops. They're called the onion skins, and they get their name because they're likened to an onion losing the layers of its skin. These rocks over millions of years started off as jagged edged boulders, and with the passage of time, the waves, the wind and the sea, they've been smoothed over. In other words, the layers have been taken off them. This landscape, although it looks timeless, is constantly changing. Now these are what the locals call the famous Giants Causeway stones. There are the stepping stones here, but then there are these columns up to 18 inches wide, some with 5, perhaps 7 sides, and up to 12 meters tall, 40,000 of them, shaping this incredible landscape made of basalt, and a result of the geological upheaval, multiple lava flows and continual weathering over 50-60 million years. So the Giant Causeway stones are made up of 3 parts. You've got the little causeway here with shallow pools just jutting out of the sea, and then the middle causeway, which used to be called a honeycomb because it basically looks like a honeycomb, especially from the air. And then you've got the Grand Causeway, which is said that Finn McCool built to reach all the way to Scotland so he can challenge the Scottish giant Benandona. That's my preferred explanation for this incredible natural wonder. I think I'll leave the geology up to the scientists. Now this is what the Giants Causeway stones. Look at what the Grand Causeway, sorry, the wind's pretty strong, what the Grand Causeway looks like from the other side. Someone up there's risking his life trying to, whoa, well, what some people will do for an Instagrammable moment, eh? Not too clever. In the distance up there, right there, you can see 3 columns or 3 jagged rocks sticking up. They're called Finn's chimneys. I guess if he lived here and he needed to light a fireplace, his house needed to have a chimney or chimneys. And there they are. 2 of them broken off. Maybe Finn didn't do enough maintenance. But the geologists will tell you that it's just wear and tear. Weathering, as they call it. But just walking around this bay is absolutely awe-inspiring. There's another highlight of the walk just there. They're called the organ pipes. We'll have a closer look at those for sure. Definitely, out of all the cathedrals we visited in the UK, these would be the grandest of all organ pipes. Well, as is the case right across the UK and Ireland, if there's anything or anywhere worthwhile seeing, there's one of these involved. A climb. And the only way, the best mode of transport there is, as far as they can carry you. Whew. The only problem is that while these are willing, the lungs may not be. But as long as this is, it'll work itself out. Whew. There it is. What a spectacular sight that is. Looking back at the Grand Causeway there, and that gap in the stones, the Giant's Gate. We're almost at the giant organ. The higher we go, the more spectacular the view. And here it is. Finn McCool's grand, gigantic pipe organ that he supposedly, according to legend, plays once a year at 6 AM on Christmas Day. Now, the challenge is to get yourself down here at that time on Christmas Day, hope the wind isn't blowing a gale, and hope that the wind and the cold doesn't cut you in half. And if you're lucky, you might hear that haunting tune echo out across the bay. The black basalt stones, the result of volcanic activity, pure volcanic activity of 60 million years ago. Lava flows after lava flow. And the red laterite layers. This, the geologists will tell us, was once fertile land that was covered in lava, subsequently weathered away, and with the weathering, all the minerals leached out of the soil, the earth, to form solid granite-like layers. Wow, we've reached the top. Whew. Wow. You can't see Finn's chimneys from here. They're hidden. But there's a bloke just disappeared up there. How on earth he got up there is anyone's guess. Wow. G'day. Actually, there's Finn's chimneys over there. Right up there. We can go even further. I thought we'd come to the end of the pathway. Wow. No such thing. We can keep going all the way to the end, closer and closer to Finn's chimneys. Well, if you keep going round, there is more and more of the spectacular. And it's the end of the road. Looks like this is too dangerous to navigate. For human beings, that is. For the sheep, it's just fine. Wow. It's incredible being here just all alone, actually. There it is. One last look. We've come to the end of the road. Let's go back. Now, we're not going to go back the same way we came. We're going to navigate another pathway to the top of the hill and get ourselves what will probably be an even more spectacular view of the Giants Causeway. You know, the way back always seems to offer up something a little different, so I'm keeping the camera rolling. You're starting them early?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? They could do a lot worse than develop a love for this sort of thing. Yeah. Don't you think?
I agree.
Yeah. A love for the landscape, a love for the earth, a love for adventure, a love for the outdoors, a love for fitness. I have all of those things except probably the last one, but I'm working on it. Yep. Wow. Well, it does offer up a different perspective. There's the Grand Causeway, and right at the end of the causeway, right at the end of the Grand Causeway, there where all the columns are, the Giant's Gate. That was like coming through a giant wind tunnel. It almost knocks you over. Well, it is the windiest part of Ireland. So, instead of taking the path back down and around, we're going to take the path up, up, up to the top. And when I get there, I'll probably just fall over and expire. Might have to take some layers off by the time we get there. Wow. I'm glad I made the trip back 20 years later. I thought it might be a little, you know, what you might call ho-hum since I've been here before, but when I came here 20 years ago, I didn't take the walk that I just took all the way to the end, nor did I take a moment to appreciate it. I guess back then it was all about the mateship, the golf, the Guinness, the good times. Hey, coming back now and walking around here all by myself. There's not much you can do other than reflect. Here's a look back on Finn's grand organ. The closer I get to those stairs, the more ominous they look. I'm thinking I might take that downward path again and catch the bus back up. Nah, not a chance. Here we go. Easy and bus, lungbuster, and these. We'll take our chances with the ladder, and the wimps, they can take the former. Well, the wind's died down and it's not as cold anymore. That sea breeze could be pretty brutal, as these stairs are about to be. How's that for a segue? Oh God, they look worse and worse the closer you get. Whew. Here goes nothing, folks.
Oh, thanks for that. The front foot just caught.
Well, if you've got little feet,
I do.
you're right. But if you've got big feet, you want to go sideways.
Of all the places to meet a family of Aussies,
Yes.
and a Collingwood supporter.
Yes.
Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game.
Top of the table. I think we met maybe 2 Aussies. So
Well, I bet you the other Aussie didn't sing you the Collingwood song. You meet Aussies in the strangest of places.
We do. We
Hey?
meet them in very strange places.
Are you a Collingwood supporter as well?
Oh no.
No?
Hawthorn.
Hawthorn and Carlton. We are the Navy Blues. We are the old dark Navy Blues. I learnt those songs on those trips to Melbourne. Wow, that is breathtaking. I'm really glad I took the path less travelled. Wow. We're almost there. Almost there. Whew. Well, that wasn't as bad as it looked. Nowhere near. Easy. Easy. Well, that is one sight you simply cannot get enough of. Wow. You know you're alive when you come up here and that wind starts cutting through you. There it is. One last look. And we're off. Look at that headland, those cliffs with that. It looks as though it's been manicured. Well, the walk back to the Bushmills or Causeway Information Centre, Tourist Information Centre, is near as spectacular as the Giants Causeway itself. Like I said, there's Ireland for you. Take a look at that. There's the Causeway Hotel, and below there where we started. Well, this is the experience that just keeps on giving. The walk back from the steep incline part of the pathway, I could say now that is definitely as spectacular. Wow. Wow. From here you can see the lot. The Grand Causeway, Finn's Chimneys. If I move along far enough without falling off the edge of the cliff, you might even see the Grand Organ. No, unfortunately not. And I don't think it'd be wise for me to take a chance either. Look at that. That is absolutely magnificent. Wow. We got to take another look. Here we go. Well, that's it from the Giants Causeway near Bushmills, Northern Ireland. That was some experience. So, from the Giants Causeway, Northern Ireland. Cheers. See you next time.